I think one of the biggest lies we tell entrepreneurs is that freedom automatically makes you more productive. I don't think it does. In fact, I think a lot of business owners secretly wish they still had a boss. And not because they want to be told what to do, but because they miss someone telling them what their deadlines are, what their priorities are, and somebody helping them to carry the weight of everything that's going on. Because when you're employed, someone else decides what the priorities are. Someone else is telling you where the bench posts, the bench, the goalposts, the benchmarks, and the goalposts are. Someone else is deciding what is enough for one day. What can you fit into one day, and then your work for that day is finished, and you go home, and you are done for the day. But when you run a business, nobody does that for you. And your list just gets longer and longer. And as I like to say, you often, so long as you are passionate about what it is that you do, have a list that is as long as your legs, if not longer than both of them combined. And you end up trying to carry your entire business around in your head. And picture this, you wake up, you open your laptop, you've got emails, you've got messages from clients, you've got WhatsApp, you've got Facebook and Instagram to check. The proposal that you've written still hasn't been finished. That's on the list for today. The website, you want to redesign it. That is down as one of your priorities. The course you've been meaning to build needs filming. You've got an idea for a podcast. There are 3 social media posts in your drafts that need finishing. An offer you keep saying you're going to launch needs launching this week. And another 20 ideas that are all up in your head that feel important. And that's the problem, because they're all really good ideas. And when your brain is trying to hold all of that all at once, you stop thinking strategically. You go into headless chicken mode because you are not physically created to be able to carry that much information in your brain in one go. In fact, if we hold up to more than 5 things in our head in any one time, we become overwhelmed. And tell me what business owner isn't carrying more than 15 things in their head at the same time? Like, we are all so overwhelmed. And I personally speak to so many business owners on a weekly basis. I used to run a network that had 5,000 members in it. Like, I speak to a lot of business owners, and I can tell you that most of them are completely flipping overwhelmed. And throw fuel on the fire, most of us are neurodivergent because apparently we make the best entrepreneurs. And so not only are we overwhelmed, but we're also a bit chaotic. And so, we can be managing all of these things and doing all this stuff. But the problem is we go into headless chicken mode, we're overwhelmed, and then we start reacting instead of leading. And then come 6 p.m., we've been busy all flipping day. But really and truly, when 6 o'clock rolls around, you think to yourself, what have I actually moved forwards today? What progress have I actually made? Even though you've been so busy. If you've ever felt like that, I want you to drop up that sounds just like me in the comments so that I don't feel like I'm alone, even though I know I'm not. But if you resonate with that, this video today is for you. And this system is hopefully, try it on, see how it fits, going to be a game changer for you. And for so many of the people I've worked with, this system that I'm going to teach you today for managing a huge amount of stuff that you are currently working on, whether you be running a job, raising kids, looking after parents, running a household, and having collaboration projects, plus looking after clients, plus marketing your business, plus doing the operations, plus keeping the accountant happy, all the things, right? Managing all of that and more is going to be so much easier when you have this system. And I'm going to walk you through that. It's 4 steps, it's simple, and you're going to love it. So that's what we are doing today. I just want to check in on the chat. Who's here with me live? Please drop a comment. Let me know that you are with me. I don't want to be here alone. I can see we've got Ian. Hey, Ian, how's it going? No idea why. Okay, cool. Welcome. Great to have you here. And for those of you today on the show, if you've seen on my socials, I have got a huge announcement that I'm making today. There is something I've been sitting on for way too long, perfecting, tweaking, that I'm finally going to put out into the world today. And hopefully, it is going to be something that you want to come and join me on getting out into the world as well. So that is going to happen too. Good morning. Let me know if you are here with me. Drop a hashtag live in the comments. And if you are watching this on the replay, drop me a hashtag replay. And if you have any questions, suggestions, interjections as we go through this video, please drop them in the comments as we go. So I'm going to share my screen and bear with me. Okay. So the process that I'm teaching you today is called the Success Day. And the Success Day is essentially where we carve out what does success look like for me today. Because the reality is, when you are operating from a list, whether it's a mental list or a written down list of all the things that you need to do, there is no end in sight. You can continue to tick things off until you are 95 and you will still have things on that list. So we want to create a success day. I'm going to come back and tell you what that is in a minute. First, we need to get a couple of things in order so that we can carve out what success looks like for us today. So the first thing that we need is to map out what is our list of projects. And by projects, a project is basically anything that contains more than 3 jobs. So if there is something you're working on and there are more than 3 tasks, I want you to call it a project. And the project is basically the folder that those tasks are going to live inside. So that could be a simple one is rework the copy on my website. Rework the copy on my website. Perhaps you need to update the client onboarding process. Both of these jobs, they contain lots of micro tasks. And so instead of looking at these as tasks, they are overwhelming as tasks, because actually if we chunk them down, rework the copy on my website could be run a copy analysis with Claude. Decide. So I'm trying to type and then read. Decide what the priority is for promotion. Like, what is the one thing I want people to do when they land on my website? What do I want them to do? Do I want them to sign up for this lead magnet? Do I want them to come and join this event that I'm running? Like, what is the website pointed at or focused at? And so there are certain micro decisions that need to be made and certain micro jobs that need to be made in order for me to rework the copy on my website. So I want to chunk that down into tasks. But forget, I'm just doing that. I just showed you that just to explain. Let's just leave them as projects for now. We're not creating any tasks. It's just, what current projects do you have on the go right now that you are currently working on? And I often have projects that are ongoing, that never end. So one of them is client work. That is an ongoing project because that is it's essentially just a folder that I'm putting tasks inside. And if you have if let's say you run an agency, you might have a project title for every single client because there's a lot that needs to happen for each one, as an example. But that is the first thing. Get your projects down into a list. What are the current projects that you are working on? Step 1. Step 2 is do a brain dump. Now look, overwhelm comes from having a full brain. We hold on to all the ideas, the tasks, the things that are important, the things that aren't important, the things we should do, we want to do, we could do, we feel like doing, we're excited for, we're dreading, all of these things that are all stored in our head. And one of the things that we do is hold on to all these tasks because we are scared of forgetting them. Because if we forget them, we will not do them or we'll flunk out on something. And they are really important to us, especially if it's stuff like client work or showing up after you've said that you would, or there are certain, depending on what your values are, there are certain things that are going to be more important than others that you're trying to hold on to and remember. So we want to get these down into a brain dump. And this process of a success day, this is a daily process. I don't know about you, but I cannot keep up with diaries. Like, I cannot keep up with writing a diary and having a diary where you have 1 day per page and you have to log in that diary what's happening every minute of the day and map everything out like that. I need a chaotic process that enables me to just have a messy list and be organized in a chaotic way. And what I love about brain dumping on a daily basis is it keeps the decks clear. In fact, if I start to feel overwhelmed and I'm getting into headless chicken mode, Jennifer, my sister and assistant and head of client happiness, she will come and say to me, Cordelia, go and brain dump. Just go and do a brain dump, because she knows that once I've done a brain dump, I am absolutely fine. So it's the process of getting everything out of your head onto a piece of paper or a piece of digital paper so that you have safely stored the contents of your head somewhere and you get to clear the decks. And so we want to put everything on this brain dump. We want to put tasks. We want to put things that we want, things that we should do, want to do, things that we could do, things that we have to do. It can be stuff for the house, client work, stuff from different projects. Even if you're not sure if you should write it down, you're going to write it down. Because basically, anything you think of, you have thought of it because it's in your head. And if it's in your head, it's going on the brain dump. Absolutely every single thing that you can think of. Now, when you've completed this list, it will look long and messy and be really complicated to work from, because there is no end to it. Like, it just goes on and on and on forever. And so we don't work from that list. We don't work from that list because that creates even more overwhelm. But we do this daily brain dump so that we can get everything out of our heads. Now, when you do the brain dump the following day, you're actually going to rewrite everything that was on the previous day's brain dump. So we do a brain dump every day, and there are purposefully duplicate tasks. And if you're doing this on paper, you now rewrite all of these things and you cross them off on the previous brain dump and rewrite them onto the current one. Why do you do that? Because if it's not worth writing out again, it's probably not worth doing. And anything that's not worth doing, we put it in the fuck it bucket. We get rid of it. We say, okay, fine. I can't bother to write it down, or, I've slept on it now. I don't want to do that anymore. Or actually, it's not so important. And we cross it off. And so we do a brain dump every single day to keep the list fresh. And we only have one active brain dump. The other one gets wiped. But for the purpose of this demonstration, let's just stick with one brain dump from Mo. Come back here. So when you've done your brain dump, the next job after brain dumping is to organize it. And you're going to go through this list, and your first job is to cross anything off that can be put in the fuck it bucket. Like stuff that just really isn't that important, that actually you don't have to do. Stuff that is like been on your mind, but you're just not going to get around to it. It's not a priority. I like to split things up into two pathways. Does this bring me joy? Is this going to move the needle? Joy, move the needle. If it does both, if it brings me joy and it moves my business forward, then that's a double whammy. If it brings me joy and doesn't move my business forward, it's more of a hobby task. If it moves my business forward but doesn't bring me joy, it's like it requires a bit of brute force to get it done, potentially. So I like to split things up into that mindset in terms of those two categories. Does it bring me joy? Does it move the needle? Because that helps me figure out, is this important or not? If it does neither, if it doesn't move the needle and it doesn't bring me joy, do I need to do it? Is it necessary? Shall I put it in the fuck it bucket? Shall I cross it off? Like, really and truly. The next thing is we want to then start to organize this into projects. So this is where we've got our list of current projects, and then we basically write them down as though they were headers on a piece of paper, and then put any tasks under each header, or you can just label them, like put like this is part of project 1, this is project 1, so that you know that if this is my priority project right now, these are the tasks that are my priority tasks, right? And once you've decided what you're crossing off, what is part of what project, and at that point, the next thing to do is to go, okay, what are my top 3 priority tasks? My top 3, which ones are the most important tasks on this list? If I could only pick 3, and I had to pick 3 that were going to actually move the needle forwards, which one would I pick? And once you've done that, then we move into creating your success day. Now, your success day is made up of 3 parts. Oh. Oh, bear with me whilst I set this up. I had all the intentions in the world of setting this up before going live. I started setting up, I forgot this bit. Rituals. Priorities. And you. So that's annoying, isn't it? Bear with me. Let's do that. I need space in between the numbers, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, rituals, priorities, and you. Rituals are your tasks that you have to do on a weekly or a monthly or even a daily basis in order to keep the wheels turning. In fact, this needs to have its own space here. We need a card for ritual tasks. This is another thing that would be good after you've got down your projects and when you're organizing this and systemizing the whole thing, you want to think about, what are my rituals? Because rituals are things that you do all the time. Things that you shouldn't have to be holding in your head. It makes absolutely no sense to. This is stuff like check my email inbox, check for emails, do the cash flow forecast, edit my YouTube video, post my YouTube video, check in with clients. These are the kind of tasks that I am doing every single week. And so I don't want to just let them float around in my messy and chaotic head. They are down as rituals, and we can separate them into days of the week. So it's like, okay, what happens on a Monday? What happens on a Tuesday? This is going to be a Monday. Cash flow forecast on a Monday. Check for emails. We can go daily. Check in with clients. We could do that on Wednesdays. Ping all the one-to-one clients a message. How you getting on? Wednesdays. Post my YouTube video. That happens on a Wednesday. Edit my YouTube video. I have delegated that. And actually, things that end up on your ritual task list, most of them should be delegated. Once you get into a rhythm and a flow and you've got things you're doing all the time, unless it's stuff like check in with my clients or even check your emails, fine. But stuff like editing, posting videos, updating stuff, whatever. If it becomes a ritual task, it's usually time for you to hand it over to someone else. Is my general rule of thumb. So my ritual task list is quite short, but it's quite short, but there is still some things on it. So when I do my success day, the first thing I'm looking at is, okay, what rituals do I have down that need to get done today? and I'm looking at my ritual task list and I'm saying, right, okay, it's Tuesday. What ritual tasks need to get done on Tuesday? So I write those down. Then the next thing is my priorities. So this is where you need to be realistic and look at your calendar, and look at how much space you've got today to get stuff done, and then look at that brain dump list and go, right, out of those 3 priorities, what of those do I actually have time to get done today, realistically? And with those priorities, maybe you can get all 3 of them in a day. Maybe you can't. Maybe actually one of them needs to be turned into a project because it is made out of 5 or 6 tasks. And perhaps you could get 2 of those 5 or 6 tasks done today and you would be working towards that. A lot of the time, overwhelm from or avoidance of a job comes from the fact that we're looking at projects instead of looking at tasks. And we're going, okay, I need to rebuild my website. Oh my God, where do I even begin? So actually, like, task number 1 underneath that is make a list of tasks that need to be done in order to rebuild my website. Because you just can't, like, how do you eat an elephant? I hope you're never eating an elephant. Let's not eat elephants. But if you were to eat an elephant, how would you eat an elephant? You know, one bite at a time. You don't wolf it down in one big gulp, one bite at a time. So we need to chunk things down to reduce the overwhelm. So priorities. What of your priorities can you get done today? You are never going to rebuild a website in one day. I mean, you can. You could. You could. I have done it. I've done it before. But that's your entire day dedicated to that and nothing else, you know? So just get down. What are those priorities and chunk it down as much as you can. And then finally, once you have done those things, what are you going to do for you today or for your family or but what are you going to do with your free time? Because I don't know about you, but I think most of us came into online business because we wanted to be the architect of our own lifestyle. We wanted to be able to design our days. We wanted to be able to go, okay, well, I am going to spend this much time work. But maybe some of us got inspiration from Tim Ferriss, the 4-hour work week. You know, whatever it is, you wanted to design your own day. And then we get into a business, and what do? We replace our job with a 9 to 5 working busy work inside our business, and we didn't actually create a new lifestyle for ourselves. We're still working like crazy. So when you're looking into your success day, success isn't just about what work am I going to get done today. It's what am I going to do for myself as well? What am I going to do with my free time? And be intentional about it. Like, let's say you're just going to slump on the sofa this evening and you're just going to watch TV. That's great. But just be intentional about it. Write it down. Like, sofa surfing with Netflix. What are you going to watch? How much time are you going to do? Like, just if you get it down and you're like, right, tonight I'm watching TV on the sofa and it's in the plan, you're going to watch TV on the sofa without the unnecessary guilt that you usually give yourself for watching TV on the sofa. So that is the success day. And if you do that every single day, I promise you, you are going to feel so much less overwhelmed on a general daily basis. And you are also going to be a lot more productive because you're going to be able to see in front of you what it is that needs doing. You're going to be picking those 3 priorities and you're going to be weaving a bit of them into every single day. And I am somebody that built my first business with a full-time nursing job and 3 kids under the age of 4. And I didn't have much time. Like, I had to be really careful with my time. I gave up 2 things. I gave up cooking gourmet dinners every evening. We just went to simple food. And I gave up watching EastEnders. Yes, I used to watch EastEnders. That is a UK British soap opera drama that is absolutely horrendous. I used to be obsessed with it. I used to watch it religiously. I gave it up so I could build my business. That gave me 30 to 60 minutes of extra time every single day. And I had to prioritize what was I going to work on. And in doing so, I built a business that replaced my nursing income within 6 months of launching it. It's incredible what you can do with a little bit of time. It's also incredible how much time you can waste on stuff that isn't moving you forward and isn't having any impact on you actually achieving your goals and what it is that is important to you. So the great thing about the success day is it removes the overwhelm. The not so great thing about it is it's still you in the driver's seat. It's still you making the decisions. It's still you going, right, these are my priorities and I am going to work on my priorities today. Today is the day that I'm going to call that person and make that offer. Because often the priorities, the things that are going to actually move the needle, often they're the scary, hairy, Mary things. They're the things that we're avoiding, the things that we are burying our head in the sand over because they are a little bit uncomfortable. They mean you've got to put yourself out there. You've got to put yourself up for rejection. And I think that entrepreneurship is an absolutely beautiful journey to be on because it exposes you big time. Like, you constantly have to make love with rejection on a daily, on a weekly, on a monthly basis. You have to put yourself out there and be open to being judged, be open to publicly failing in front of people, and be owning, like, I believe in myself. I believe that I'm capable of doing something. I believe that I can. And that is really daunting, really embarrassing, really stressful. And it's enough to make the amygdala start firing sirens and make you want to hide in a cave somewhere and keep safe because you are stepping into unknown territory. Entrepreneurship is an amazing journey because it exposes you in ways that you otherwise wouldn't be exposed. And once you can see these things, you can work on them. However, having said that, it is very normal to want to avoid all the things that push us out of our comfort zone. And that, I believe, is why a lot of us kind of miss the days where we had a boss telling us what they thought we were capable of doing and telling us to go and do it. And I've been self-employed for 8 years now, and I haven't had a job for 8 years, which is crazy to say. But, it has been the way that I have managed to move myself forward is by chunking stuff down and taking small bites and just focusing on one little step at a time. And then before you know it, you look back and you go, wow, I've actually come really far. I've actually achieved so much. But yeah, so, for years I've taught the Success Day process. And honestly, I still think everyone should learn it because getting your business out of your head is really, really helpful for keeping overwhelm at bay and being able to have the courage to take those steps forward and do the things that are scary. But the hardest part about it is being the one that is making those decisions, calling those shots and saying, well, okay, I'm going to do the scary thing today. Because it's so easy to sit down and go, right, I definitely need to spend the next 3 hours color coordinating my email inbox. Or I need to definitely write that ebook that I know is completely irrelevant, but I just feel like writing it. And so essentially having the Success Day is great for sort of giving you that nudge and keeping overwhelm at bay, but it isn't great because you're still in the driving seat and you're still making the decisions. And so that is why I have created something called the Thinker. And let me just check my notes real quick because I want to make sure that I haven't missed anything. Yeah, so the Thinker is, if you haven't seen it yet, I have done a couple of videos on the Thinker already. I've been developing it. And today, my huge announcement is that the Thinker 3.0 is ready. It is ready. Some of you have got Thinker 1.0, Thinker 2.0. If you've ever had the Thinker, you have both of the editions, and you are going to get access to Thinker 3.0 as well. And actually, all of you have the opportunity to jump into the Thinker for free today. I'm going to tell you how. Just stick around. But essentially, in terms of like having that Success Day and getting all of that down, that, as I say, the one thing that's really missing is the fact that, even after you empty your head, even after you organize everything and prioritize everything, it's me making that final decision of what I should work on. And I am the very same person that's trying to avoid discomfort, trying to avoid being rejected, trying to stay inside my comfort zone. And my brain is not trying to grow my business. My brain is trying to keep me safe. And so, often when we sit down to think about what we're going to work on today, we have those two parts of our brain that are like fighting against each other. Part one, no, you must stay safe. Do not go out there into the unknown. Don't go to that networking event. You might be shunned. And then the other part of your brain that's like, come on. We need to move forwards. We've got this future that we know we're capable of. Let's go. And we've got these two opposing forces, like pulling in absolute opposite directions. The thinker, the success day solves the overwhelm, but the thinker solves the human problem of what should I work on today? And so, if I'm not the person that's making the final judgment on what should be working today, then surely I'm going to move forward a hell of a lot faster. And that is what the thinker does. For years, I've taught the success day. I've taught it to so many people, and so many people have told me, oh my God, this is game changing. Like, I'm really moving forwards now because I'm getting out of overwhelm and I can see what I've got to do and it's all laid out in front of me. But the problem is that it always slips down into, but I'm not working on the right things. But I'm holding myself back because I'm focusing on the busy work. And so what the thinker does is it gets you out of that. So let me introduce to you Thinker 3.0. This is my one. I haven't set up any dummy data. So you're actually seeing inside my actual thinker. But how it works is that we have, if I can get my mouse back, this brain dumping system where this brain dump page is open and available all day long for me to add to. I can write in it, I can voice note in it, and I can just constantly dump my thoughts into it and add to it throughout the day. At the end of the day, this brain dump is processed, and through the night, it's turned into projects and tasks for me, and they all land up in my tasks and projects folder. So these are my tasks. This is all the stuff that is currently on my list. And then these are my projects, and these are the projects that are currently active and on my list. And here are my ritual tasks. And these are all the things that are currently active that are being done on a weekly basis. And I also have a space for ideas. Now, what's really cool is that the brain dump, when I add to it, it's going to get processed and split into tasks, projects, ideas. And ideas, often we have ideas and we don't know really, is it taking you towards your goal or away from your goal? And I don't know about you, but I am an ideas person. I have so many ideas. In fact, I could be launching way too many businesses at once. I'm potentially launching way too many businesses at once at any given time. Like, I've just got way too many pies and way too many fingers to put in way too many pies. And being an ideas person can be a bit of a problem. I put ideas in here, and what happens is the thinker evaluates whether this idea is taking me towards or away from my goals, is in alignment with my current priorities or not, and gives me a recommendation of whether I should do it or whether I should park it or whether I should put it in the fuck it bucket. And yes, inside the thinker, the fuck it bucket is a thing. And when I put something in the fuck it bucket, I get a nice little poop emoji that flies across the screen, because that's fun. Like, why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want that in your life? Let's just put something in the fuck it bucket just to have a little look at what happens. Yeah, we want to put it in there. Whee! And off it goes. So anyway, to be careful, because if you put everything in there, then you've lost everything and you've got to go find it and put it back. So there is also a button that takes you through the process that I have just explained, called the overwhelmed button. And it's when you're in headless chicken mode, it takes you through the 4-step process. Number 1, empty your head. Number 2, it's then going to sort out that brain dump that you just did into projects and tasks. And then once it's done that, you then go through your stack and start triaging all your current projects and tasks, organizing them into projects, tasks, whether this is joy, high value, not high value, etc. Like this. Build client case study capture process. Do I want to keep it or do I want to put it in the bucket? And then literally it's like Tinder, right? You can just swipe through your tasks as though you want to decide whether to date them or not, because you're going to have to. So look, we can keep that one and we can move through them. So these tasks, once you've gone through them, it's recommended to go through them on a regular basis because you want to keep that list fresh. There's no point working from a stale list. You will come back and look at stuff a few days later and be like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. What's the point? That was a bad idea. Actually, I've changed direction. Actually, I've just done a new quarter review and it's not in alignment with what I'm doing anymore. Okay, so that essentially can get parked or put in the fuck it bucket, or it can stay. It can stay in the list. So once you've done triaging, you then go to the next step, and that is to build the success day. And when you click that button, what's going to happen is it is going to go through all of your tasks. It's going to read all of the knowledge files that it has. I'll explain where they are in a minute. And then it is going to create a success day. It created me this one today at 4 o'clock in the morning. Morning, boss. Right, let's talk about today because it's a big one with moving parts. And it's basically given me a full brief of what it's set out for me today. If I want to ask something, I can step inside the thinker's office and I can say, hey, about that success day you set for me, you've missed off the fact that I'm currently got this live talk coming up and I need to sort that out and blah, blah, blah. And essentially you can argue with it. And what I love is that if you start avoiding something, it calls you out. It knows that this has been on my success day for a few days and I have not done it. It gets the avoiding label. It gets the red dot flashing and it tells me it tells me somewhere that I've been avoiding it. Oh yeah, here we go. Your moneymaker is promoting the live pod and visual pages. And yes, I know you keep dodging it. It has been on the plan 3 times and ghosted every time. Today it stops. Those pages are the front door to your mid and high ticket revenue. And right now they are quietly losing you sales with stale branding and pricing. Even 45 focus minutes clears this. So it's calling me out on my shit because it's telling me off for not having completed it. So it then lists out what is my money producing activity task for the day, because every day everyone should have a money producing activity task because it makes sure that we're focusing on priorities. And then ritual tasks are laid out here. We can tick that one off. That one's done. And then we've got the success day tasks. These are the priorities that need to be worked on today. And then there's a space for us to add something for us. So for me today, I am going to watch Marnie's final sports day. Oh my gosh, I will be crying. Now, the really cool thing about this as well is that I can add notes here as to how the day went. I can be like, look, I know I'm avoiding that thing, but the problem is X, Y, Z and blah, blah, blah. Or I can be in bed and be like, oh, just a few things that I need you to add into my list for tomorrow. I need to send that proposal out. I need to email this person back. I need to do, and it's just a place for you to just tie up the loose ends of the day. What's really cool about this is that when you put those notes in there, the thinker for the next day's success day is going to read that and it's going to weave that into the next day. It's going to make sure that whatever you've written there is either into the next day or it's safely stored in projects and tasks. You think, well, how does it know so much about me? Well, number one, it's going to learn. It's going to learn from your success days as you putting in stuff for sure. But when we set it up, there is a place. There is an AI powered setup assistant wizard where it walks you through how to set everything up. But you're going to put in information about your business here. So what is your business? What do you sell? Who do you sell to? Where does your work come from? Your number one goal this year, what you're focused on right now, capacity and constraints. Who does the work? Anything else worth knowing? And you put all of this information in there. And so that's where it knows. And it creates a monthly ritual where you review your AI knowledge. That is there for you already when you jump in here 1 month from now to go and review that and make sure you are updating it with current information, because your current priorities change on a monthly, on a quarterly basis. And so the next thing is that in the AI agents, you can connect your calendar so that it knows what your current capacity is for today. It knows that you have 3 meetings and you've got to pick the kids up and you've only got 2 hours of working time today. It knows that because it can see your calendar. And you can set your agents to run on a schedule. So your success day builder, I always have mine set to 5 a.m. My success day is created every day at 5 a.m. Brain dump. When do you want your brain dump sorting out? The one that's in the brain dump section. Every day at 1 a.m. Idea evaluator. The ideas that that have been dropped into the idea evaluator, when do you want the thinker to go through those ideas and give you an evaluation on whether it thinks you should green light or red light it? And project planner. This is turning ideas into projects with ordered tasks. So if there is an idea, it's like green light. That could be, for instance, you want to launch a webinar on XYZ. Then that becomes a project with tasks, and it turns that into a project and tasks for you. And then it lands in your projects folder and gets split into tasks. So those run through the night if you want. And it pulls information from your calendar and also that AI knowledge. And also it learns as you go. And this is just game changing. Like, it's absolutely freaking game changing. You know, I absolutely love the success day. I think everyone should learn it and try it on. I think there are so many different productivity and organization methods, and not everything suits everybody. And I certainly spent years trying to figure out what mine was. I had Asana boards, Trello boards. I bought diaries. I bought that perfectly planned planner from Carrie Green for like £120, however much it is. I bought Brendan Bouchard's planner. I've set up on Notion. I've created spreadsheets. I have done so many things. And when I get a new thing and I get my teeth stuck into it, I get super excited and I love filling things out and I love the beginning of getting planned, but then I do not stick with it. Because often these things are not designed for someone that is chaotic, someone that needs to be able to pick up where they were. The beauty of the success day inside the thinker is it's created on a daily basis. It doesn't matter whether you complete it or not. You might be ill one day. You are not going to break the system, because the following day it is going to just create another one and create another one. And so, you know, it's just really, really cool for that. And this tool with the thinker now just takes that success day and brings it to life, because it captures your ideas throughout the day. It evaluates them objectively against your goals. It helps you separate the exciting ideas from the important ones. Earlier this year, I decided, I'm going to write a book on XYZ. I put it in there and it told me pragmatically, it was like, look, this is a great book to write. And I think there is a great place for this book, but it is going to take you away from your goals right now, because it's going to be a big project and da-da-da-da-da. And so it helps you separate those exciting ideas that just cause you to sidestep from the ones that are actually going to have you moving forward. And then whilst you're sleeping, it's planning your day for you tomorrow. So instead of opening your laptop and then wondering what to work on today, ending up in Canva, tweaking some quote posts that are not going to get you anywhere closer to your goals, apart from just making Instagram look pretty, which, newsflash, no one actually cares about. I'm sorry. Essentially what it does is it gets you already knowing what to work on. And today I'm opening the thinker. I've been using it and I absolutely love it. But I want some people to come and try and break it with me. I want some people to come and stress test it. Now, I have my super founders. I've got a call with them next week. If you have previously bought the thinker before, on version 1.0, when it was using Make Agents, version 2.0, when it was using Claude and Airtable, you are going to have access to version 3.0. Jennifer is currently reaching out to you to get you booked in for the Thinker Founders call next week. If you haven't got it yet, Well, it doesn't matter, because you can get on the founders offer, where essentially you can jump in and join the Thinker, and it's mythinker.io is the website to go to, and hit create account. And you go to create your account, and you're going to get a 14-day free trial so that you can test it. And then instead of paying full price, which is £49 a month, to have your own CEO or ops manager in your pocket telling you what to work on, that you can argue with, that just knows you, knows your priorities, knows what you're working on, and enables you to really move forwards towards the stuff that's actually going to move the needle. £49 per month is full price. You are going to be able to join in on £29 on the founders offer per month, and that price will stay the same so long as you continue to be a member. But if you're anything like me, you need to test these things out and know. I want you to see, is this for you? Is this the productivity tool you've been missing your whole life? Is this mini CEO going to be a game changer for you? I want you to try it on and see how it fits first. And so that's why I'm gifting you a 14-day free trial so that you can use it for a couple of weeks. And then if you want to come and continue and be one of the Thinker founders, I would absolutely love to have you as one. And so you can try it, you can then throw your ideas at it, you can challenge it, you can see what it's like to essentially wake up with your priorities already decided, and see if it helps you in the same way that it's helped me, because it's getting you to move forwards really quickly and getting you to your goals a lot faster. I genuinely think that if you are an entrepreneurial person, you are supposed to be an ideas person. You're supposed to love shiny objects. This shiny object syndrome, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. We want to be excited. We want to be coming up with fresh ideas and doing lots of different things and trying lots of different things. But some of these things are taking you away from your goals, and some of them are taking them towards, and you are being directed by your excitement, not by what is logically the best direction to move in. And the Thinker is just going to support you to make the right decisions. And I think your best work happens when your energy goes into building your business. And if you're overwhelmed and you're working on the wrong things and you end up depleted and you're sidestepping, you're just going to end up feeling exhausted. So instead of constantly trying to manage that, spend 10 minutes setting up a Thinker, hit the generate me a success day button, and let's see what it comes up with for you. So there we have it. The Thinker 3.0 is out. So I'm going to show you how to get hold of it. What you need to do is come to thinker. Why is it? That's not right. Let me refresh that. mythinker.io/sign up. I'm going to just pop that in the chat. And if you are watching this on the live with me, that's coming into the chat now. If you are catching this upon the replay, have a look in the comments, also have a look in the description. And if you're watching this on the YouTube video, the link to grab and get access to the Thinker, get that 14-day trial, is in the description of this video just below. So go click on that, come to this page, and what you're going to do is enter your email address. So I'll do it with you now. Cordelia Kate is this showing us anything? No, it's not. Okay, cool. I am safe. And then it's going to bring you to a page where, oh, we need to verify. Okay, bear with. Let me get the code. It's very safe and secure. Don't know if I'm supposed to use auth codes live. Don't tell anyone. I was worried about getting told off by the tech police. I'm joking. What? Why is it not working? Okay, fine. I'll hand type it like the olden days. No, it's just not doing anything. Oh, there we go. I've got 2 keyboards and 2 mice. It's really complicated. So it's not actually, it's a me problem, this. Okay, so we've entered the code, and then we are now coming to a page where we choose what plan we want. So £29 per month, or if you're all in, you're like, God, I don't want to pay for anything monthly. Sorry, absolutely not. Then it's £290 a year. This is the founder's price. If you are looking at this after whatever date the founder's price is going to finish, I haven't made that decision yet. But it's going to be in a month or 2 or something, I imagine. So you might be looking at this and it's now 49. I'm really sorry you missed the boat. However, it's amazing and it's cheaper than hiring an ops manager. So come on in. But £29 a month, and it's cancel anytime. But you can jump in and start for free. And of course, you can join for a year as well, to just save you a couple of months. So if I jump in and start my trial, it's then going to take me to a Stripe page where I've got 14 days for free, and I can jump in and purchase that. Then once you are in, you are going to get a page that looks like, let's just jump in and actually, I can't show you on here. One second. Hang on. Let me stop sharing a mo. I wanted to log into the other account and show you what it, I can do that. Let me just bear with, and I will get that up. Incognito mode. Let's try this. This is the annoying part about being live with this stuff. I feel like I'm making you wait or making you drop off. If you're still here with me, drop a message in the chat to let me know who is watching. And are you going to jump into the thinker? Right, okay, I'm in. Let me share my screen. I want to show you what it looks like when you first log in. Boom, we are in. Congratulations. You have just bought the thinker and you are in. And it looks like this. It's pretty empty right now. The success day hasn't been generated. The brain dump is empty. The tasks are empty. The project's empty. The rituals are empty. You've got this whole blank canvas that you can start to turn into your own. So what I love is that we have this chat. It's like a conversational, let's get you set up system. So, hey there, so good to have you here. Right, first thing, I work about 100 times better when I actually know you. So pop into AI knowledge, blah, 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 and just follow the instructions on here. So open AI knowledge. If you're on your phone doing this, you have to keep closing it because it covers the page. So you click that button and then close this. And then to get it back, it's just up here in this, top right-hand corner. There. And so you can fill in these questions about your business. Now, look, you may have an AI that already knows all of this. You can just copy this form by just highlighting the whole page, Command A, or Control A, highlight the whole page, and then drop it into ChatGPT or Claude and be like, I've got to fill this form in. Can you fill it in? And then read what it says and fill in any of the blanks, because it's probably not going to get absolutely everything right. But just save you typing everything out by hand. But you've got prompts here to help you. So what's your niche? What do you actually do? I help freelance bookkeepers package up their services and stop undercharging. Like, what is your niche? What do you actually help people with? And be as detailed as you can. The really important ones here are, what are your goals and what are you focused on right now? And then your capacity and constraints. What I've got written in there is like, I've got 4 kids. I work between these hours and those hours. I can't work this day. Just basically putting anything in about me and how I work. And then anything else worth knowing. Just as much detail as you can in here, as though you were explaining yourself to your new hire who is in charge of managing your workload. Once you've done that, open up the setup wizard again. Oh, for God's sake, my mouse is being a pain in the ass. Open up the setup wizard again and click on done, next step. And then it's telling me, hold your horses. All the fields are still empty. You're not done. It's caught me out. But it's going to basically walk me through the next step. I believe step 2 is to go and do a brain dump. Get down all the tasks that are on your, like, transfer the list into the brain dump. Do all the tasks that are in your head, that are on bits of paper, that are on post-it notes, that are in your calendar, just everything. Just get everything you can and put it in that brain dump box. And then you are going to put everything in there, and you are going to go through and generate brain dump. Now, one thing coming soon is that underneath the brain dump box, you will see a button soon that says process my brain dump. At the moment, you have to go into your AI agents, go to brain dump, and go run now. Run this task. This is a scheduled task. You hit run now, it will then go and process your brain dump. I'm going to get that run now button underneath the brain dump. But for now, it's in AI agents. And then you'll be able to see your recent brain dumps here. Once that brain dump is processed, it shows you what it's processed. You've got all your tasks and all your projects. And then one thing I really recommend you do is go and have a look at your task, but hit on stack. Now, there's nothing in there at the moment, so that's not going to work. I'm currently at the end of the deck, but it's going to show you that stack of cards, and you can flip through them and you can decide, okay, which ones am I actually going to put in the fuck it bucket and which ones am I going to keep? And the reason why we have a poo emoji and it's called the fuck it bucket is because when you put stuff in there, I want it to feel satisfying as crossing something off that you've decided you're not going to do anymore. And so put anything in there that you're getting rid of, anything that you're keeping in the deck. We want to keep the deck fresh. Anything that you're just not going to do in the next few months, put it in the parking lot. We have this parking space, and when you park things, you can put them in there, and you've got parked tasks and parked ideas, and it's all safely stored in the parking lot. And there we have it. You will have set up your very own thinker. Please let me know how you get on with it. I would absolutely love the feedback. And if you jump in on this now, you are going to be invited to the Thinker Founder School, which is happening next week, where I will be able to answer any questions that you have and support you with getting set up, anything you're confused about, and just getting that extra support, which is really useful for me because I want this to be the most useful thing you ever invested in for your business. This is designed specifically for solopreneurs, but we do have a Teams feature coming soon that I'm currently testing with Jennifer, where we can delegate tasks to each other, where I hit Jennifer's name and it pings over into Jennifer's task pile, and she can do the same with me. Same with ritual tasks as well, because once you've got things that are really rituals in your business, you want to be handing them off to other members of your team. And so having your team in there that you can hand off rituals to is a really cool thing. So that is coming soon. It's currently there, but it says coming soon on it, but you will get notified when it is out. And then we have the thinker. I love that we've got a couple of comments. We've got Ian saying it looks good. We've got SJVA virtual personal assistant saying this looks like my kind of app. Well, come and try it, guys. Free 14-day trial. Come and get involved and let me know what you think of it. Try and break it. Please try and break it. And then there is, one thing I haven't showed you is there is a place where you can contact me on here. Because obviously we are just getting founders in. We're expecting that there's going to be the odd bug. I really have been testing this with a fine-tooth comb for weeks now, and I'm pretty sure I've ironed out 99.9% of things that could go wrong with it. But that bug report there is if you did find something, then you could put it in there. And also feature requests. If there's anything you want added, then you can let me know. But this one is just for you to communicate with the thinker as well. But there we have it. So that's all from me. Hopefully, let me see. Stop. Yeah. Ian's saying my video is frozen. It's not on my end, so I don't know. Hopefully it's a you thing, not an us thing. I guess we'll see on the replay. Fingers crossed. But there we go. Wishing you a highly productive day, guys. Lots of love. Speak soon. Bye.